Hello viewers, for DIYers here back with another video for everyone. In this particular video here I'll be showing you how to replace the parking brakes beyond the shoes. This also includes the parking brake lever and adjustment procedure for a third generation Dodge Ram. This is a 2006 1500 4x4 model equipped with the 5.7 liter V8, so there may be some variations between the models. In order to produce this video, Bosch has been kind enough to provide me with the parts required for this replacement. First, start by safely elevating the rear of the truck. To make this a bit easier, I have supported the rear of the truck on jack stands so I can do both sides at the same time. Next is removing the wheel. Make sure you do block the front wheels and even engage the 4x4 if equipped so the truck doesn't roll away. Crack the cap on the master cylinder reservoir. I do have a more in-depth video for the rotor and pad replacement, so if you're seeking more information on that, please be sure to check it out. Compress the caliper using large interlocking pliers. This will help for removal and installation after. There are two 10mm bolts. Use a 3/8 drive ratchet. Hang up the caliper using a bungee cord. Don't put strain on the rubber flex line. You can remove the pads or leave them on. Mine are being replaced, so they will be removed. Next is removing the caliper carrier. There are two 21mm bolts here. Remove the rotor. You may be required to back off the adjuster for the parking brake. There will be a little rubber cover which needs to be removed, and I'll show you that a bit further on in the video. I have backed off the adjuster as far as it'll go, so I have more movement when working on the shoes. Next is removing the two hold down retaining clips. The old ones on this truck just clip into place. However, the new replacements are a quarter turn to connect or disconnect. Now push the hold down pins through and remove. Using locking pliers, remove the top spring and make note of its orientation. If possible, there is some differences on the years of these trucks. Take pictures with your phone so you have a reference to go with during the reassembly. Then remove the adjuster. On the bottom, remove the retaining spring. Next, remove the one brake shoe. Mine were rusted into place, so you may need the assistance of a pry tool or hammer. Then remove the other brake shoe. To remove the parking brake lever, the parking brake cable does need to be removed. Compress the retaining spring tabs on the cable and push it back. A hammer may be needed to operate the parking brake lever if it's seized. Then pull the spring towards the end of the cable. This will expose the cable so it's a small enough diameter to remove it from its clipped location. And finally, twist the cable out of the parking brake lever. To remove the parking brake lever, pull out the boot to give you a bit more movement. If the boots are old, they'll most likely tear. New levers come with new boots. The lever can only be removed and installed in one direction. For the driver's side, pull it towards the front of the truck. As you can see, here are the old pads. The braking material separated from the shoe's frame. On the passenger side, the two materials wedged on top of each other, which gave me quite a bit of a problem when removing the rotor. Clean up the hub face and backing plate with a wire brush to remove any loose debris. Then wash the debris away using brake cleaner and allow it to dry. For installation of the parking brake lever, install the boot first. I also have applied a light amount of rubber safe silicone to the boot so it doesn't catch up on anything in the backing plate. Make sure it is in the same orientation to when it was previously removed. Install it the same way as you did remove it. If you are having issues, you may need to rotate the hub, as I found the lever was catching up on the lug stud heads on the back side of the wheel hub. Pull the rubber into place on the rear side of the backing plate. A standard screwdriver can also be used. Make sure it doesn't have any sharp edges, as this can damage the boot. Once that lever is into place, you can then clip in the parking brake cable. Then clip the cable into the retaining bracket. As mentioned earlier, Bosch has been kind enough to provide me with the brake parts in order to produce this video. Here I have the blue parking brake shoes, which are engineered to match OE specifications, providing superior braking performance. These are 100% asbestos free and have a bonded and riveted braking material so the pads won't fall apart, just like the old versions did on this truck. Here's a layout of the driver's side. The two white springs will be at the bottom, one on the outside and one on the inside. At the top will be an adjuster, and the orientation is as shown here. The green spring is located at the top. There will also be a quarter turn hold down pins for the shoes, and finally new access cover rubber caps. Both the primary and secondary shoes are the same, just make sure the notches for the pivot point and adjuster is in the correct position. I have applied a light amount of brake grease to the adjuster so it doesn't seize up both the threads and the rotating cap. First, the inner white spring at the bottom will get installed, otherwise you most likely won't be able to get this in place after. Stretch the spring with the shoes over the bottom pivot points. This does take quite a bit of patience. The shoes also need to be interlocked into the parking brake lever as well. Install the adjuster and make sure it's backed off all the way. Once in, you may need to adjust it out slightly so there is some tension on the spring holding everything in place. Install the top spring. Using locking pliers will certainly make the installation much easier. Install the outer lower spring, again using those locking pliers. And finally installing the retaining pins. As mentioned before, these require a quarter turn to be locked into place. Then install the opposite side. If possible, try to hold the spring retainer back. Then turn the pin instead, which may be a little easier. And finally install the rotor. At the moment it is a rough setup with the adjuster, so there is mild drag when installing and removing the rotor. Once the other side is replaced, a final adjustment will be done, and I'll show you how to do that. Remove the wheel on the other side. This time around it's the passenger side of the truck. Compress the piston and the caliper using large interlocking pliers. Then remove the two 10mm bolts using a 3/8 drive ratchet. Remove the caliper and brake pads if you are replacing the pads. Hang up the caliper using a bungee cord. Remove the caliper carrier. If you want to save a bit of time, you can remove the caliper carrier with the caliper still installed. These are 21mm bolts. Next is removing the rotor. There is a adjuster slot on the rear, and a cap needs to be removed for that. On the passenger side, it's located at the bottom instead. This was a side that I was having quite a bit of issues with and ended up using a puller. I'll have a video specifically for this, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. First is removing the larger spring at the top. This side does have a flipped orientation as opposed to the other side. Then remove the lower spring. Now remove the hold down pin retaining clips. These can be removed before or after the springs, whichever is easiest for you. Remove the adjuster, make note of its orientation, then do the opposite side. Again, these brakes were seized into place using the assistance of a pry tool and hammer was needed. Clean up the backing plate and hub with a wire brush. Wash away any debris with brake cleaner. Next is disconnecting the cable. Unclip it from the bracket, pull back the spring to completely remove it, and then disconnect it from the lever, which I have already done. Remove the parking brake lever. Two came in a pack, so both sides will be replaced. Same as the other side, make note of its orientation, and it's only removed in one angle. You'll most likely need to rotate the hub so that lever is able to clear the heads of the wheel studs on the rear of the hub. Again, install the rubber onto the parking brake lever, apply a light amount of silicone safe spray to help with the installation. Pull the rubber through first and then the lever. Reinstall the cable into the lever, then pull the cable back into place on the retaining bracket. The shoes will be on the opposite orientation this time around. The adjuster is at the bottom, the large springs are at the top. First is installing the inner spring. Stretch the spring with the shoes over the pivot point. Then pull them into place on the parking brake lever assembly. You may need the assistance of a pry tool to pull everything into place as there is quite a bit of tension with the one spring. Install the large outer spring with the locking pliers. A screwdriver can also be used to help push that spring into place. Install the adjuster on the bottom side. Install the short bottom spring. Install the one retaining hold down pin. Now install the opposite retaining hold down pin. Adjust the screw so there is mild drag when removing or installing the rotor. Once everything is back together, apply the parking brake, and this will help center up the shoes. After that, you can go back to each side and readjust the shoes to make sure there is mild drag on the rotors when either rotating or removing and installing them. Do the same for the opposite side. Don't forget to install the rubber caps and the backing plates for the adjusters on both sides. Finally is reinstalling the caliper assembly. First, start with the one side. This is just an overview. I do have a more in-depth video for this. Reinstall the caliper carrier. These bolts were cleaned up using a wire brush, then had medium-grade thread locker applied. The torque specifications for the carrier bolts is 100 foot-pounds or 135 Newton meters. Install the pads back into place. Install the caliper and tighten the slide pin bolts. The torque specifications for these bolts is 22 foot-pounds or 30 Newton meters. And reinstall the wheel. The torque specifications for the 22mm lug nuts is 135 foot-pounds or 183 Newton meters. On the other side, again reinstall the caliper carrier. The torque specifications for the carrier bolts is 100 foot-pounds or 135 Newton meters. Install the brake pads if required. Install the caliper. The torque specifications for the slide pin bolts is 22 foot-pounds or 30 Newton meters. Reinstall the wheel. The torque specifications for the 22mm lug nuts is 135 foot-pounds or 183 Newton meters. When done, tighten the master cylinder reservoir cap and pump the brakes so the pistons are back into place. New videos released every week on my channel. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It's a huge help to me, and leave a comment below if you found this tutorial helpful. Don't forget to follow my social media pages such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to keep up to date with my latest projects. And if you're not a subscriber, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.